Okay, I think this is the debris. Because I didn't have furniture there. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting some jitteriness. Can we still walk off the balcony? Uh-oh. Oh, no! That's not good. Crash number 1.
Our story is more than what hobbits and elves know. It is time we told it ourselves.
More morning. Oh my gosh, no. It's evening. Evening, warriors. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone is doing well. Your battle axes are sharp, and the sun has warmed your day. We have been graced with a patch today from Return to Moria, folks. Patch 1.67. Ironically, the expedition table. Hey, Tyler, how are you doing tonight? The thing of many woes, apparently. I have never got to the expedition table. One, because I was too afraid to even download the Durin Folk DLC to my Xbox. Two, I just didn't get that far in my Steam game. So, let's see what's got updated. Shall we, before I dive in? Tyler, hope you're doing well. You at work? So, important information here. Make sure you guys are double checking that you actually did download the update. It's always the second set of numbers. So it should be 1.6.7 something something something. I have double checked. My Xbox is up to date with the newest version. So they have fixed stability issues, improved performance for the dedicated servers. This I really want to check. Very busy today. Okay. I'm alright if you're in lurk mode then, dear. Because we had a lot of trouble with our dedicated server on Nitrito. Terrible rubber banding in any of the stairways or the descents. To the point that we would rubber band right off the edge and die. Morning cleaner is off today, so 2 lists of jobs to do. Fun! Twice as nice. ain't so nice. There's many issues in the dedicated servers too that never got fixed after several updates. For instance, Fallen Heroes still remained after you honored them and got the statue off of them. I'd be interested to see if that's been fixed. So, they've increased CPU threads, whatever that is, from 1 to 4 by default, decreasing loading times to about 75% as before, because loading times in dedicated servers was awful. Dot walls from hell. It says if you're doing it locally, you've got to hard type it in and they give you the code. They said third-party hosting services will provide their own value or leave default. So please contact your provider to learn more about their solution. Now here's my question. They chose Nitrito. Did they not make Nitrito switch their servers to be 4? That's kind of annoying. Alright, fixed a bug that was spawning multiples of the player Citizen Dwarf. If you guys aren't aware, if you find a dwarf named Citizen Dwarf, you are to excuse them from any delving because they cause problems. Performance throughout the game, as in, like, not just performance throughout the game, as in it locked up your game and you pretty much couldn't play it anymore because it was either stuttering so bad or it actually literally crashed your game and locked you out. By the way, I am having an Irish pirate. If you know me, you know. If you don't know, Well, make your best guess. Okay. So they improved issues with voxel engine. This is all sounds like DS stuff, dedicated server stuff. Lag spikes, high loading time for clients, joining old or mined out areas, fixed an issue that caused lag spike when equipping an item. That's a terrible thing. Fixed a bug where loading into an area could have resulted in very long waiting times. This was mostly commonly seen when playing on a dedicated server and teleporting into a distant new location with a mapstone. Now, how would it be a new location with a mapstone if there's a mapstone there? It's not a new location, is it? Firing arrows no longer triggers the nav mesh to rebuild. I've never experienced that. Also, they replicated themselves like a dwarven centipede. Oh boy. Nice. Tyler says a package of improvements to performance for very large megabases. See, now I don't consider myself having a megabase, but I was having all kinds of performance issues. Removed, because I've seen megabases, and mine is not. Removed several log spams. Log spams. Okay, so they're related to dedicated servers, probably still. That could happen due to data corruption in special cases, which could decrease performance. I did see tons of repeats in my logs when I went to look at things. Fixed various crashes. I just wish this was a little bit more explanative, right? Like, could they have said, fixed known issues with Xbox crashing when people came into Desolation or lagging when they came into the Elven Quarters? Those are two very well known areas where Xbox people have had problems, and it would have just been more comforting to know if that was specifically addressed. You know? They mean a location far enough away to not have been loaded before traveling. But we don't know, Tyler, what is their distance? What is that distance? How far out are they loading things? Supposedly they said they weren't loading anything if you didn't have a bed there. Gaming Grandma, how are you doing tonight? Yeah, we're going over what the update was supposed to include and the lack of description. Like fixed various crashes. I was just explaining, I really wish they had said a little bit more detail, like which specific crashes that were reported frequently that they might have worked on or not been able to fix. That would be nice to know. Make sure to take breaks. Oh, yeah, for Tyler. She's going to be working double time. Hopefully the coworker that didn't show up is doing okay. User experience and tuning changes in the release. So this sounds like Durin's folk stuff mostly, which I didn't dive too far deep into. I haven't even gotten the expedition table yet. So they fixed an error that was erroneously showing the by Durin folks message every time the player launched the game or visited the main menu. It should only now appear a few times, then never again, which, by the way, it did appear when I opened the game. The notification that an earthquake occurred no longer appears after returning from every expedition. Don't know. So a lot of this is with expeditions, which Grandma I thought was kind of funny and ironic because that's what they used for the image. Was the expedition table. I never even got to the expedition table, so I have no idea what kind of issues I would have had. Never had issues with expeditions. Okay, good. And you were playing those on your PS5 or your Steam account, Grandma? Fixed instances where Vor would not appear in story expeditions. I'm guessing that's the dwarf you have to check in with. Do they talk about the cook? Yes, there is something about the cook. Fixed several scenarios where players would fall through the world after returning from an expedition. I haven't gotten to that yet, though, Grandma. Fixed an I've read through this already once by myself. Fixed an issue where some clients would see the names of all locations repeatedly when entering a new area. That is not just a Durance folk issue, but let's hope that that's fixed across the board. Package of tuning updates to the cost and payoff for traders has been delivered to reduce the overall grind of trade goods and the trading economy. I don't know, I never got that far to even experience it. Trade order recipes now stay unlocked once discovered. They would lock up again? Like in the same game? The new tribe of orc that appears during the expansion will no longer appear during sieges and hordes after the completion. Of course, that's a little bit of spoiler. I didn't even know there were new orcs. They are still available in the highest difficulty of expeditions. Fixed a rare issue where getting knocked back in the base game's final boss fight would deactivate some controls. Oh my gosh, that would be frustrating as hell. Oh no. Oh. Fixed many remaining issues with the expansion's boss would appear untextured. Lord of Moria banner and Moria Company shield are now available in Sandbox. They were never available in Sandbox? We wouldn't have known because we didn't do the expansion. Is the banner and the company shield only available in the expansion? It would have to be, right? It wouldn't be part of the regular update, was it? NPC related changes in this release. Here you go, Grandma. Work to improve several instances where NPCs were getting stuck. Fixed. Grandma says, one time my controller stopped working during the final boss battle and had to reload. Yikes. So apparently that's a glitch, and they fixed it, they say. Fixed an issue that was limiting what Salvager would collect to an extremely limited set of items. Salvagers should now collect most things on the ground. See, most of this update appears to be related to NPCs only in the expeditions. I'm really hoping they fixed everything else. Improved cases of enemies being able to walk through walls and close doors. That was an issue we experienced in the Natrido server, the dedicated server. Fixed several issues that left the cook and brewmaster NPCs idle when they should be working. Decrease the amount of materials needed for crafting NPC hats and outfits. Improved the radius that miners use to find ore. Fixed an issue where NPCs will craft using materials from pallets and other locations they should not have access to. Fixed an issue where salvagers would duplicate materials they collected. Oh my god. Their NPCs were duping? That's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm surprised somebody reported that. Normally you have to worry about players duping things, duplicating stuff that they shouldn't be able to duplicate, but yet their NPCs that they created did it. That's amazing. So, the only stuff that's really related to me and my Xbox issues are some of these here. And this big one here, fixed various crashes. Package of improvements to performance for very large bases. This doesn't address if it resolved the issue with pallets or too many flame sources. Too many map stones. Yeah, it would have been nice if it would just be more comforting if they had specified if some Xbox things were resolved or not. Like, or console specifically, right? Because I'm sure PlayStation had the same issues. They probably just didn't report them as much. Okay. All right. So that is it for the patch. Let's see what we can see. So the last time I was in my end game for the castle world, of which, by the way, if you guys didn't know, I play on Xbox mostly. When you see me on the promotional Moria streams, I'm on Steam because that is the sale that they are promoting. But 90% of the time I play on my Xbox because I prefer to play on the Xbox because it's less complicated, less worry over frying my video card playing a video game on the computer that one I stream with and two I edit videos on. So, the last time I played with my endgame gal, in which I started building a castle world and had to condense my Costco pallets into chests to help reduce the lag. The lag actually got worse after the Durin's Folk expansion and chapter update. Even though I do not have Durin Folk on this computer, that's why it says get the Durin Folk expansion now still. Because they really want me to get that apparently. And so I don't have Durin's Folk on this, but the lag and the rubber banding got really bad after the update. And when I started checking out my bases, one, to see if they survived the earthquake. Because sometimes with the earthquake and the update, when they say things have shifted, literally they're telling you your base might have collapsed. Because something failed a stability check. So I was going through the different base locations to see if they all withheld. And I only have, which is why I was surprised I was having so much rubber banding in this world. I have the castle in the Elven Quarter. I have a base in the mines, which was my Costco, my big storage area. And then I had a forward operating base in Desolation, just below Durin's Forge. And when I went to... So this is not even my Steam world, where I had a crap ton of buildings for all the streams, or my first game that I ever started playing that I had to quit because of the light update, made it too blinding to play in. So then I started this one that ended up being my end game with Corinne. That one was the one I started to rebuild Moria with, and I had a couple of crazy builds in there, and that became my test bed for things. So I have more builds in that world, but I had less problems because I hadn't played through that world either, though, until recently. So it was more of an early game. Early games, no matter what you're on, usually don't have an issue because there's not a lot of stuff open. You don't have a lot of ore around. You don't have a lot of broken things around. You don't have a lot of torches. You don't have a lot of map stones. So an early game is always going to not have quote-unquote issues. It's the end games that do. All right. All right, Corinne. So the last time I was in here, all my bases were okay and intact. However, when I got to the Desolation base, which is one of the places where Xboxes tend to have issues because it is such a huge area with so many moving things, that people tend to have really bad lag or crashes. I did crash when I was there last and was worried and feared that I had lost my world. When I was able to reload again, I did not reload in Desolation where I had left off. I reloaded back in Elven Quarter, which was something I had never seen before. So, let us go into the breach and see how Corinne's world is. Yeah, drumroll. They still didn't give us images for the loading screen. Does that break a system? Putting an image here. Loading time seems to be about the same. GPU's reading low. That's good. CPU is low. I started putting stats on my stats HUD display up because of Dune. Okay, I am in my castle in Elven Quarter, which is where I left off. I do have a lot of flame sources, but that's because I prefer that light to the crystals, which they keep telling us we should use the crystals. Okay, so I'm going to make you guys dizzy because I'm going to swing around to look at things. We did not get an earthquake notification. It feels a little jumpy. Look at that. I still have the orc stuff over there around Elven Quarters. That's how little I've actually done in this world. Okay, I have some elven trees down there, but I think those are the grown trees that I put in. Because the hearth zone that I have in here wiped out the elven trees. Grass needs to get mowed. Okay, let's check the pallet room, which has a lot of loading things. Oh, stuff's respawned. That's right. I don't think I cleared this out from when the chapter update happened. Oh, now there's honey. Okay. I wasn't getting honey out of these before. Alright, so those three have honey. Holy potatoes, this sucks. What? What's the matter? Oh, you're talking about your thing? Wait, do I have food on me? I do. Let's probably get one more. Those are roots. Drinks. Roots. Do I have one that's labeled rations? Oh, do I not have a ration? Uh-oh. Do I not have a ration box? Oh, I remember where I stuck it. I stuck it by my mapstone. So you can grab your rations before you leave. Nope, not that box. There we go, rations. Okay, so there's the Durans. I only have one Durans here. So, I don't know what happened to that Durans that we made, Grandma. Let's get the torch. Okay, so I got a little bit of lag happening. Not as bad as it was before. Let's run around here for a little bit. That's a pretty big animation, so let's see how this goes. Okay. No major jittering there. Llamas are moving in the background, okay. Didn't they say some stuff will lessen each time you load it? I have no idea. What do you mean lessen? Oh, as in like if you load it, once it gets loaded all the way first, the first time it should get better. This is one of the things I think that started killing everything. All this animation they put in place. I mean, it's really cool to look at, but my understanding is if it's not programmed in right, it can really drag on the system. Kind of watching the GPU to see if it's like popping when they grow. Well, a little bit. Not too dramatically. Alright, so let's run around a loop here. So one of the suspicions I have with the Elven Quarter causing people problems is when you've got waterfalls, right? And then you've got all the vegetation that sways and moves. All the plants. And then Desolation is just a big, huge place with like 2 big waterfalls. So I do have my elven trees. And I think I recall cutting these down. So they did have root balls left in place. So that's good. Because this game is, of course, unmodded because it's Elven Quarters. That's a weird
Quiet.
zoom in effect. So it's not modded because it's on console. You can't mod console. And I have not visited the warehouse for this game because I wanted this game to be a pure version of the game so that I could say these are the resources you can get. Right? I built this with resources in game. You don't have to go visit anything. That's what this world was designed for. I wanted to keep it true to the way the game was intended to be played. So that ore didn't come back. Some people had ore coming back. Cal was saying earlier that his tower build was still slow, but was waiting to spawn in until the whole thing was loaded. I don't understand what you mean by waiting to spawn in. So less risk of falling through the floor at least. Right, but if he's in one different area, I don't quite see why waiting... I forgot I have a bear den up here. That's going to limit if I can build over here. I don't quite understand, Tyler, how waiting to go over to his tower was going to make a difference. Because it's still going to load when he goes to the area, I would think. Okay, so I got a few animals in here moving around. I don't seem too laggy. Okay, so the lag here seems to be okay. Unless you guys are catching something I'm not catching. I'm usually very sensitive to jitteriness because it can make me feel really sick real fast. I'm interested in people were saying when they switched to a tool or something they had crashes. I hadn't heard of that before. So I'm curious as to what system that was happening on. It spawned the world before his character. No, the game waited. It spawned the world before his character. I've had worlds spawn around me before. This one, in fact. And I don't even consider this to be a big build. I don't think you guys would either. This is just a very tiny corner. Alright, we need to do some praying here. I'm also curious, they did not mention whether or not they fixed this whole durability and hunger issue when traveling. Alright folks, here we go. I could go to Redhorn Lode. That's a horrible place. Mapstone 1 Desolation, I believe, is my home. No, wait, it's Desolation. Wait, is it Mapstone 1 or Desolation? God, it's been so long, I don't remember what I labeled my base. Because I didn't label my bases yet. I'm gonna guess it's just Desolation. Okay, so Tyler says exactly his build didn't when he tested it earlier. So that issue where I got stuck under the floor in the warehouse shouldn't be as much of a problem. I could do that too. I do have copies of the warehouse. The question is, though, is having the warehouse on your game as opposed to having it in a server, wouldn't the situation be worse if it's on a server? Because servers always had so much more problems with pings and stuff. Which doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's all they're doing is the game. It's not like they're running a streaming software. Alright. Desolation it is. It was on the server when I did it. Yeah. Oh boy, I don't know if you guys could even read the GPU and CPU numbers. They might be too tiny on the screen for you guys. It's interesting, it doesn't read, it's not reading the latency or the FPS, which it does read when I'm not gaming. Okay. I've loaded in. Don't worry, that's always been open back there. It's just the way we designed the base. Why is the furniture all toppled over? Oh no, wait, is this the stuff spawned back in? Okay, I think this is the debris. Because I didn't have furniture there. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting some jitteriness. Can we still walk off the balcony? Uh-oh. Oh, no! That's not good. Crash number 1. God dang it. That's about the same amount of time, too. That's about the same amount of time I was in last time. Oh, boy. It crashed, Grandma. It crashed when I was in desolation. That's not good. I mean, you can't play the game when you have to avoid it. Avoid an entire area.
It is time we told it ourselves.
Oy. And there's the Durham Folks game screen again. Alright, Crane. Do you load into desolation? And if you do I have time to get to the mapstone to escape? Or is my world eternally broken again? Well, wasn't it broken before? Because I loaded into Elven Quarters. I'm going to be upset if this time I don't load into Elven Quarters and I'm caught in the eternal loop of desolation crashes. God, I hope that's not the case. Started a list with timestamps so you can grab clips if you want for reporting. I did grab a clip. I didn't edit it. I just literally clipped it to mark the time. Thank you, Tyler. You're busy. You're not supposed to be taking notes. It's a good thing I got an Irish pirate with me. I'm going to need some more of this. Okay. I'm in. Do I... Quick. Do I run around still, or do I just head for the mapstone? What's your guys' vote? I didn't even clean up the debris from last time. What did we have, like 30 seconds in here before it crashed? Maybe a minute? If I stand really still. Don't touch anything. Of course, last time I barely moved. Actually, I think last time I was in here a little bit longer. Because I went upstairs. I think I went upstairs. Anything I do at this point is bonus jobs. Okay. I didn't even catch to see if the GPU... Oh. This is the GPU on the computer. It's not going to tell me what the Xbox is doing. I just realized. That's why the GPU is so low. Because it's not running on the computer. It's running on the Xbox. Okay. So this time I loaded into Desolation and not the Elven Quarters. Let's see if I can get back to Elven Quarters without it crashing. Oh, you guys see the weird visual effects happening? I'm seeing weird flashes. Well, that was instantaneous. But you can't tell people to stand still for 5 minutes until the game loads. Alright. Let's take one last look at the castle because we don't know when this could be the last time I see it. Let's give you guys a tour. So we have back here. I got to get rid of that hearth sitting up there. We have back here the forge. And above the forge is the crafting room with a cool view of the forge. Up top here we have the ores and wood, and the stone and wood. And then if we go down below, we have all the ores. All the ores for storage. And this is like plenty of storage for my world, right? For a campaign world. I also have Costco though too. And these two buildings here, this one and this one back here, were the original ones from this spot. So I did decide to keep them. So I made this into the kitchen. Because in a real castle, they would have the forge and the kitchen area actually in a different building than the main castle. And if we come into the back entrance to the main castle, we have the entryway. And then off to the side, we have our library, knowledge room. We have a quiet space for reflection, where we can see the waterfall and a troll during the last siege that I had. A couple of statues to venerate. And we have Durin over here. Ooh, that was weird. I didn't even hop on that. I just fell right off of it. Okay. Interesting. Then across from the entryway, we have our armory. Armor shields. Weapons racks. And then going up the grand staircase, you can go either way. We have the main dining hall with our honor flags. And here we've got Corinne's bedroom with her bound chicka wow wow bed, private armory and storage, and her private balcony, zen location for a cool view of everything else, and the waterfall. Oops, wrong button. I could have sworn I hit X. Slammed the door on myself. Okay, so doors are acting weird. Then across the way, of course with the dining hall we have our ales. And then across the way we have guest quarters, which I still have to decorate. This one I started decorating. Actually put bunk beds in. Functional. Nice. Still functional. Upper city area. What are you asking, Grandma? Are you asking me to go to the upper city area? And then if we go out front, we enter the main courtyard. And then there's the outer wall with the parapet going across. Is that where you're at? No, I'm in Elven quarters. Campaign. You've seen my castle before, haven't you? Surely you've seen the pictures. These are the windows I designed. With, you have to use adamant. I have adamant and then it's clad with granite. So you get this double space where you can do railings on either side and you put a torch in the middle. It gives a really cool lighting effect. Okay. And then this is going to be the grand garden whenever I get that finished. I screwed up and took my garden, which was quite large, down before that garden update. And then the garden update came out. Yeah, the doors are definitely acting funky. Then the garden update came out and doubled the amount of bat poo you needed for everything. So then I couldn't rebuild my garden because I had no bat guano. So I spent like 3 sessions playing just trying to gather bat guano so I could rebuild my garden. And then I ended up using all the bat guano to plant the elven trees because the trees had got cleared out with the garden update as well because they were inside the hearth zone. All right, let's try again. I didn't even go to Barons and Bar yet. That should be the worst. Red Horn load should be the worst. Still not as fast of a load time. I'm terrified of getting too far away from the mapstone. Well, Blueberry, how are you doing? I need some cuddly blue boppy love right now. I had, wait, did you just raid me? Oh, no, wait, okay. For a second there, I thought you raided me. I have crashed already once. Hi, Weaver of Nightmares. How are you doing? Thanks for the first time chat. Yeah, so we're trying it again. I have not even been able to clean up after that Durin's Folk update expansion. This is on my Xbox. Non-modded world, no warehouse supplies. I do not have Durin's Folk downloaded to the Xbox, so this is not a Durin's Folk world. But the last time I came in here to check on how everything was in January, it crashed when I got to here, to my base. And after the update, I came in here to see how everything was, and it crashed again. Oh, thank you for the follow, Weaver of Nightmares. I appreciate that. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. Yeah, so Blueberry, we're gonna see if it's gonna crash again or not. So this is kind of a hodgepodge base. Put a little bedroom loft in here for us. This is my dream of someday we'll get bear or wolf skins to lay upon in front of the fire. Okay. So I'm not sure if that's jitteriness or just something with the staircase. Okay. So we've got a little nook here for our evening ale. And then we've got our loft with the bedroom. His set of armors, my set of armors for hubby. We have this kind of upper walkway. I was kind of putting in there the tools of the trade for each level. And then we have some minor ore deposits here for us. Some supplies. Crap ton of granite because we were picking up granite. No, that's adamant. Crap ton of adamant because we were picking up adamant everywhere. I am getting some stuttering. Not majorly bad though, so I'm kind of surprised. I do have a lot of pallets of stuff. But this is not a lot. This should not be causing issues. I had 49 pallets of stone in the mines of Moria. That caused me issues. But this should not be significant enough to cause me issues. I was about to ask if it could be the pallets. Yeah, that's all I have though. It's not that major. There's no reason why somebody should not be able to have this amount of pallets. Right? It's not that much. I think it's less than 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Well, that one's technically got nothing on it. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So less than 30 pallets. Lining them up with the way you craft them. Yeah, the stuff. The levels that you unlock them by. Well, Blueberry responds, Weaver, that she is okay. And how are you? I'm glad to be off work and at home. I hope that your day gets better. Yay, welcome home. I hope you can unwind and get some good rest. Weaver, are you UK or working evenings as well? Alright, gosh, I'm afraid to walk outside. This is longer than it lasted last time. Got to be brave little dwarves. Alright. I hear guys yapping. They usually come in over here. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's Crash too. Oh no. God dang it. It lasted longer. Oh no. I'm not going to enjoy typing this in the Discord. Wait, what is she replying to for Grandma? So my NPCs are literally picking up everything now. In fact, they went back to Westgate from the Alvin Quarter or Elvin Quarter? How much have you been drinking, Grandma? And picked up some straight Ori carvings. Oh, nice. You could just have them go to, like, they just randomly went there? Because you don't have, there's not posts for you to take them to places to pick up things, right? They just wander off. I should probably stop staring at my screen here and do it again. How many times do I let it keep crashing before I stop? I read in the update that you know you will be picking up more stuff than they really are. I'm getting arrows and carvings and tomes and all sorts of stuff that they didn't used to get. Nice. The question is, will they pick up the stuff that respawns?
Our story is more
Like,
than
are they
what
coming
hobbits
back
and
with
elves
wood
know.
and stone?
It is time we told it ourselves.
Like the wood and the stone that respawns in Westgate? Do they come back when they're full, or do they get stuck? They must be coming back because they're coming back so you can tell what they've got. They just showed up in one of the delving chests, so I'm assuming one of the NPCs had to get them. Interesting. Yeah, I'm really glad I have an Irish pirate. It's half gone. I'm trying to remember if Kara's world crashed. What's your vote, guys? Do I try for a third time and see if I spawn in at Desolation and if I crash again? Or do I try my original world, Kara, which is where I was building a lot of the castles? Actually, I don't know if I built castles in that world. That might be the Steam account. I do have my prototype test area where I had in the not the 21st hall. What do they call the hall at the crossroads? At the hall of the crossroads, I have granite and stone buildings. Grandma says it's hard to know if it's stuff that respawns or something that got left behind. With you, I would suspect it's something that got left behind. You leave a lot behind, my dear. What's your vote, guys? Try Corinne's world one more time, or jump over to Kara's world? I guess the real question is can I keep playing my solo campaign with Clara? She's just getting to Desolation. Oh boy, she's just getting to Desolation. Did she do the troll fight, the king troll fight? I don't remember. Did you check your update version to check if it actually updated? I did, Grandma. I did. That was the first thing I did. It is updated to the correct version. Try one more time, Weaver says. Anybody else got a vote to chime in? Grandma says again. Oh, Blueberry. Tyler, you got a vote? I got 2 try agains. Now, Kara's world actually has warehouse supplies in it because I was using it just for building. I had stopped playing that game. Agree, try again. All right. 1 time is an anomaly, 2 is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern. Gotcha. Well, let's just hope 3 is not the one that breaks it. Damn. I was really hoping I wasn't going to be crashing. And it's like a hard crash too, right? It's not like I had lots of lag first. Okay, so I respawned back inside instead of outside. Let's give it a second for things to spawn in. For science. Tyler. Hey, it's easy for you to say for science. It's not your world you're about to destroy. That's the one thing I hate about this base. When we got stuck using this base for the forward operating base near the end of the game, I couldn't stand listening to the orcs always talking and shouting insults. It was quite draining on me. Especially when they were constantly fighting and grunting. And some of the grunts were really... interesting grunts. Alright, that should be long enough. If it's not loaded by now, something else is seriously wrong. Alright. For science. Wow, why is the door so... It seems very... very tight. The perimeters for opening and closing that door seem very tight. Very small. Not destroy only, maim a little. Gaming Grandma wants to know, just asking for science, when do you consider it might be Xbox? I would definitely monitor your Xbox groups on Discord to see if others are having issues. Gaming Grandma, it's definitely Xbox. That's why I said it would have been much more comforting if instead of just saying fixed various crashes, that they specifically addressed the very specific crash issues Xbox people were reporting, which is crashing in Desolation and crashing in Elven Quarters. Those are the two main places where people were having Xbox reported issues. I do monitor the Xbox feed on the Discord because I'm one of the few streamers that play on Xbox that don't have special dev privileges. Alright. Can we make it to the special floor? Do you guys know how to find the special floor? Why am I jumping and rolling? Because that adds stress to the system. We should have a map stone around here by it. Is it down below? Now I'm trying to remember where it's at. It should have been up here. I thought I had a map stone in the corner here. Maybe that's a different world? I don't know why it would be my Xbox. I don't have a lot of games on here. I keep it short because of the fact that I want to keep space open. Special floor is down the stairs. Okay, you're right. It is down the stairs. have a statue not fixed. What? I don't know how many granite on me. I'm getting jumpy. No, it's not down here. Hello. Oh my gosh, did I forget where the, Is it back up in that direction, Grandma? Where the heck is the floor? I thought it was right before the bridge. Yeah, it's back up this way. There it is. I'll die happy now. Special floor. Have I missed something this whole time? Yeah, Tyler, have you not found this floor in this room? With the amazing wall columns? This amazing floor? Tyler, most of my Xbox issues were fixed by the first hot fix after TU6. No, mine got worse, and that's when I crashed. Special floor. Have I missed something? Oh, I'm caught up. Okay. Alright, so we haven't crashed. So what, you just gotta work through it? To the big poop pile. No. I want that. Okay, hold on. Let me show you how to get to it. Are you paying attention? Do you have a minute? Or your boss is not looking? I'm waiting for Tyler's response. It's like a new dance move if I was doing there. Does going into free cam make it worse? Left, I'm the lone worker and finished. Okay. So if you're facing the bridge to go to Durin's Forge, right? And you've got the fake building next to you on the right. Head over here. Careful of the crumbled floor, of course. You'll see a set of stairs. Don't go to these stairs. Turn right. There's another set of hidden stairs. Come up those stairs. And there's all this crap here. Turn left. See that doorway? In the left corner of that, there's a doorway. And in that doorway is the floor. Just enough to give you a tidbit, right? A tease. Just enough to give you a tease. I'm really terrified of getting rubber banded right off of here. That's what would happen in the dedicated server. Yeah, Tyler, my problems actually got worse after the TU update. The TU 6 update. Got a little bit of jitteriness, but nothing nearly as bad as when I first came in here before. As in, like, after the TU 6 update. It was almost unplayable. This is jerking around a little bit, which I'm surprised that it crashed twice because of it. Okay. Maybe it's worked itself out. It crashed when I started heading over here. Uppercut. Uppercut. No! There you go, Tyler, for science. Oh. Damn it. Oh. Now it makes me think it's something about that area, although I did not step outside during the first crash. And there's no logs to get, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's any logs I can pull. It's 1.167, which is just how they list it. They don't list the detailed info. That doesn't tell me anything. Tell me more. Oh, it's a stupid frickin' internet. I don't want your internet solutions. God dang it, now I'm gonna have that stupid window open. Well, we'll try Kara's World, which actually has a way more crap ton in it. Dang. There is one other solution. I uninstall it and reinstall it.
Our story is more than what hobbits and
I have
elves know.
consecutively been able
It
to
is
stay in
time
longer.
We told it ourselves.
But is it the zone that I'm stepping into that's causing the problem? That could help, actually. Yeah, I know. I just don't want to do that on stream. One more time. We're going to see if I can actually head into that area where it drops down. Did you uninstall and reinstall Tyler for the TU6 update? Nope. Well, shite. I mean, if you can't skip to Maloo, without your game crashing. It's back to Dune for me. Oh god, where did it stick me? I don't remember. Did I load into her world? I did open the game, right? I did say load into her world, right? Okay. It stuck me back at the top of the stairs. Okay. Let's go back down. Let's do some skip to my loo to add some visual processing issues. Some usage. I mean, if I can't fight orcs, if I can't roll and swing my axe, then I can't frickin' fight orcs. Right? There's no reason this should cause a game to crash. So what do we got here for elements that could be an issue? There's the waterfall. There's the deep giant chasm. Right, Grandma? We have problems with deep chasms on dedicated servers. It should not be an issue with Xbox. Alright. To boldly go where no dwarf has gone before. Can I jump down here? Let's bust some stuff. Alright, so I got past that what seemed to be a stop point. I'm gonna leave all this crap here. Because we know the game doesn't like crap being left around. Because that just causes every single one of those to have to render. Great, I'm under siege. Well, here we go, this will be a test. Get up there, girl. I'm not a fan of it doing the sieges when you're not in your base anymore. Because then you gotta run back and protect your base. And if you're too far away, they could bust in before you get there.
We got orcs.
It's almost like they didn't like people having proper defenses. Okay, I am having a delay in my attack. That's a little bit of an issue. No, I have my hammer out. Why aren't you registering what damage I took? Whoop! Hey! Excuse me, pardon me. Let me... Oh my gosh, what a gaggle of people. That's definitely a wave, isn't it?
That's all you've got.
Okay, so they hit me and I can't attack. Yeah, they're interrupting my attack when they hit me. Either that or the game is stuttering. Oy, that'll be frustrating. It's like Dune all over again. I can't heal because they interrupt my healing animation. I was playing more on Steam by that point, Tyler says. Be right back. Gotta take my trash out and hand over. Alright, where did everybody go? I got a freaking dragon flying in? Look at the warriors just standing there. They didn't come in the backside, did they? They shouldn't be able to get in the backside. Because there's a gap here. Ooh, I'm getting jittery again. And the funny thing is the jitteriness is very minimal as opposed to the rubber banding I'm used to experiencing in the dedicated servers. But as we have found here, ladies and gentlemen, when you start to get a little jitteriness, On Xbox and Desolation, a crash is not too far behind. That whole wall came back. That's interesting. I mean, I guess I could make some... Can I make some chests? Whoopsie daisies. Sorry, that's me playing another game and forgetting what my buttons are. Okay, why is it so far away from me? Good grief. Oh, you can't move them, that's right. I gotta put them where I need them to be. Okay, where can I put this? That it's not in the way. Because I have pallets everywhere. Wow, that is an awkward viewpoint. Why did they change up the building so much? They like zoomed out. Is it because I'm up here? Why is it so zoomed out now? Remember how it would always like shove it right behind the camera angle would be shoved right behind your dwarf? Now it's zoomed out way far. But if I'm inside the building... Hello. You're not going to be able to be zoomed out that far because you're inside a building. So like if I wanted to put that chest in here... Yeah, so... Oh boy. Oh man. Are you seeing this, Grandma? Has building been like this for a while? I mean, it's been since December that I actually built anything. Oh boy. Is this a change that they just did? Somebody's got to let me know. This far away viewpoint. Has building been like this since the TU6 update? Or is this a new change that they implemented without listing it? Good lord, I can't see what's on the screen in the first place. Now it's so far away. I really can't see what's going on. Oh boy. Nope, that was the wrong button. Couldn't it? God, that's the wrong button again. Sorry. Been completely playing another game. Different controls. Because everybody's got to do everything different. Alright. Let's see if I break the game by busting a pallet. Nope, that's good. Oop. Pooped out too much. Almost feels like they increased the volume, but they didn't. Wrong buttons. Good grief. feels like the screen and the text are smaller, but it might just be because I'm not doing full screen on the monitor. It just feels like the numbers are really small. Which is interesting because we just literally played the other weekend. So these screens do feel smaller. I mean, I have vision issues, so tiny numbers really is something I notice as an issue. So the fact that I'm having trouble, it feels like I'm having trouble reading the screen, means to me they might have adjusted the screen slightly. But somebody else is going to have to tell me. I mean, I'll literally have to bring up another one of my VODs to compare, but it seems like these menus are taking up a smaller space on the screen. I've only noticed one issue, and that was my NPCs disappearing, which I thought they said they fixed. They did say they fixed that. Are these menu screens smaller for you, Grandma? They feel smaller for me. No. Okay, so it's all in my head. That's all I need to know. Okay, so I have reduced the number of pallets I have at least by half. Alright, so I did notice some reduction when I was fighting. Uh-oh. That was some jitteriness. No! God dang it. That one took really long to think about. Fully back and fully free. Woohoo! Try a different world. Yeah. We'll try a different world. Well, Grandma, I am so happy that you are having success. That's great. That's awesome. So it may just be an Xbox thing. I am playing Xbox remotely on the PC.
Our story is
because
more than what
that's
hobbits and elves
how
know.
I can stream it.
It is time we told it.
But I am playing on the Xbox. There'd be no way for me to stream it or record it if I was just playing on the Xbox. So even if I was... No, that's not true. Because I could stream from the Xbox. Which I don't know if that would be more resource heavy. If it was actually streaming to Twitch as opposed to remote playing. I don't know, Tyler. Do you know that one? Wait, we don't want to take Ren into this world. We need Makata. I thought you were. That might be making the issue worse since it's thinking about the cloud play stream as well as the game. I don't know what you mean by cloud play. Yeah, but you shouldn't have to restrict how you play though, Tyler, either, right? Or the fact that you know, not be able to stream. It's an option that should be accommodated for the game. It's thinking about the cloud play stream as well as the game. Gaming Grandma wants to know if this is the only game you're playing on your Xbox currently. I'm currently not playing on my Xbox. It is not the only game I play on my Xbox. I do play Remnant 2 and Ashes Fallen, Atlas Fallen. Doom I haven't played in a really long time. I don't think it's on Game Pass anymore, so I wouldn't have access to it. Probably. If it's not on X Pass anymore. Game Pass, I mean. But those I actually play through the PC side of Xbox recently. Because of the fact that Xbox Remote was not... Some games are not done up for that. But in the fact that your controls are messed up, right? And I haven't had problems with my controls. Just the game crashing. The only way, Tyler says the only way to avoid that would be with a capture device, which you don't have. No, I don't. And then she says, oh, for sure, it shouldn't be a problem. That's a good point, actually. I uninstalled a whole pile of games to make it run smoother. Yeah, you can't have a ton of games on your PC. I mean, on your Xbox. Well, my attempt to get a bunch of rations out didn't work. Alright. Shall we see if Frosthold still stands? It looks like it does. The court is all still here. Oh! I almost missed my jump there. Uh-oh. Forgot I... There we go. This all seems to be intact. Little bit of jitteriness. See, this world's got way more building in it than Corinne's. My Gettison is... Wow, I'm getting a lot more stuttering here. Do you see that, people? Garrison's intact. See, this is the jitteriness that gives me the headaches. Bunk room is good. Wizard's Tower is still standing. I've meant to tell you next time you need a replacement controller, the 8-bito one's really nice. I have had to actually go back to using the Xbox controller because whenever I try to play with anything else other than an Xbox controller, on Moria in particular, I get control drift. I prefer the Turtle Beach controllers. Alright, Betty's beds are still here. Nice.
Quiet. I see prey ahead.
Grandma, do you remember this is where I taught you how to build beds? And all the debris is here. Nice. And the beds are all backwards. Isn't that nice? That the beds are all backwards. Now I gotta destroy all those beds. And put them back down. So this is my 4-story granite tower that I was trying... Okay, he's having a little bit of trouble there. Okay. The llama deer's a little bit drunk. This was me testing out if you could do a 4-story granite without adamant blocks. Little bedroom. And then I found out that being in close proximity to the wall here could lend itself to have stability unintended, supposedly. A little bit of jitteriness going down the stairs. You guys have all seen the Wizard's Tower, right? I don't know if Wild Blueberry's seen the Wizard's Tower. Are you still here, Wild Blueberry? Here's my attempt at doing a parapet. First attempt. Very difficult because of the terrain changing. And then here's the Wizard's Tower. I think she's lurking while she streams. Oh, she's streaming now. And base is still intact. Wow, the viewpoint changes are really odd. Listen. This is why I put my bases in the elfin quarters. You hear birds chirping, the deer mewing, and no freaking orcs or goblins. That's why I like building in the elven quarter. I should specify in campaign. There is no such quiet solstice location in Sandbox. Only if you're in the backside of Narve, I think, is when I might hear them. So Tyler, you might know, what do they call the hall that's by I'm a little nervous because I'm getting a lot of jitteriness. The hall that's by the crossroads. I forget what they call that. Because you don't get a name for it here. You get a name for it when you're in Sandbox. That's labeled as Nogrod. That's the forge. I gotta pee. I'll be right back, folks. Hopefully my game doesn't crash while I'm gone. Quick bio break. My game crashed 4 times. My game crashed 4 times. Xbox is definitely warm, that's for sure. It's cranking out some heat. Would be nice if we could get stats for the Xbox. Okay. But that's a good point, Tyler. I should try playing. Let's see. I should try playing while I am. Good Lord, did I not label it? I should try playing it when I'm not streaming and see if I still have the same issues. It, oh, good Lord. Oh, it's actually in Barons and Bar, isn't it? Get there. Okay. Duran's Highway. Could it be your particular Xbox? Like an issue with it? Well, anything's possible. It could be somebody's PC too. But the question remains, Grandma, if it was just my Xbox, there would not be many people in the Xbox gameplay questions complaining about crashes. If it was just me, we could suspect it's my Xbox. When there's a crap ton of people complaining about it, it's not just my Xbox. Duran's Highway. I really did a crappy job of not labeling things. But then again, I'm on an Xbox. And if you guys... And Grandma, you know about PS5. That would be why it's a pain to label things. Alright. So I've got a lot of stuff happening here. Seems awfully dark in here. Don't I have a giant hearth in here somewhere? Anyway, so this is my test bed for whether or not you could have a 4-story stone building completely out of stone and wood, and a 4-story granite completely out of granite and ubazum. And this is where I ended up coming up with the barrier for using the roofs to protect these while I was testing them. Because I wanted to test their stability on whether or not they would come down on their own. Which they have not. And this is open here just so I could climb out to the roof. But this is one of the very few places where I could actually build a 4-story building. I even have a stone bed with the head turned again. I don't understand what they did in the coding to make all the beds everywhere flip positions. And it's just the bedrolls too, right? I don't think the actual beds did that, did they? Just the bedrolls. Only the bedrolls flipped. It's my understanding. But here's my no build zone. And I was worried that this, because this is where the ranger camp was. And I was worried this was going to cause conflicts, like some kind of weird stability check, and cause this all to come crashing down, but it has not. So as long as you don't build in the no build zone, you're okay. I am getting some weird visual artifacts. I don't know if they're stuttering or not. This one I've decorated. The stone building I didn't. So we've got plenty of furnaces to run. We've got plenty of storage, really. And we've got your crafting floor with the cooking floor. The bedroom, the bow chicka wow wow bed, again with the bedrolls flipped. And then we even have a floor for a garden. And the Elabreath's blessings on the terrace. This one's a little bit tighter because it's actually smaller than the stone building next door. This is a 3x3. And then I realized a 3x3 feels very squished because your stairway takes up an entire corner of it, right? So you actually end up working only in a 2x2, which is very small. But the 4x4, the 4x3, this is a 4x3, right? Yeah, 4x3 allows you to have that staircase in the back end corner. So when you get, oh no, wait, this is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 3x5. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is a 3x3, and then this ends up being a 3x5. So you end up having, yeah, I'm getting some stuttering. Then you end up having a full 3x3 section to work with. And then a little nookie, a little tiny 2x2 area here. So much more spacious to do a 3x5. Lets you really have a good expanse to build inside of without feeling too cramped. Alright, so I'm glad these have held together with all the various updates. Whoopsie daisy. Getting turned around because I don't have railings on anything. This is a fun project I was working on. See if I could replicate the banners. The banner design. With banisters. This is the last build project that Jubal and I worked on. That one replicates, I think that's courage. Oh, your game just crashed after 4 hours. And then, of course, Ode to Mariak and his keys. I did a lot of weird stuff in this world. A lot of experimentation. God, how hungry I am again already. I just ate all that food. Alright, so let's see here. I could go to Redhorn Load. I could try Desolation again. I don't remember what I have here. I don't think I have anything here at Desolation in this world. Now, where did you crash at, Grandma? Were you in Desolation? You're delving with a bunch of NPC dwarfs? It's really weird how the waterfall starts its animation while you load. Just left the bridge heading to Balllands. I'm not familiar with where the bridge is that you're referring to. Okay, so that should give everything plenty of time to load. Khazad-dûm. Oh! Sure, okay. My brain was taking a second to click as to where that is, how you get to Balllands from there. Well, I mean, that's getting to Upper City, right? Khazad-dûm, big opening. Right? Something with the big openings because they have to load, you know, all up and down. That's why I think one of the issues is here. Because you have multi-layers all up and down. I'm afraid to get close to the edge. Multiple layers that have to multiple stories that have to load for visual. Well, that was a big snap, wasn't it? Which just again leads to the fact that the graphics take a big toll on stuff. This is the one I was thinking of that I had a mapstone at this spot. Alright, so this, I don't believe I have repaired anything or put anything down here. Nope. No build.
We got orcs.
Orcs! Have to go all the way down and around. Let's do some jumpy. Oh, she swings a lot further with the hammer than Corinne did with her axe. Let's see if we can get... Oh boy, it's jumping a little bit. Let's get into the zone where Corinne kept crashing. Oh, that was a big snap.
That's all you've got.
Okay. Especially going to be interesting in the DS with Kai and Tyler tomorrow. Especially with my crappy bandwidth. Who's hosting it? Whose dedicated server is it? Cal. I read Kai. Sorry about that. Cal's. His own server or... oh, I almost hit that. His own server or Nitrado? Didn't he switch? He switched away from Nitrado? think I saw him saying something about using some other service. But do you see what I mean about having more builds here in this world than Corinne's? The only difference is she has a base here. I mean, I still have torches here. I probably have more torches here than I had in Corinne's world. So, Grandma, were you guys getting the same glitches we were having when we were playing in my world on a Trido? The terrible rubber banding that would rubber band you off the cliff into your death in the cliffs or the descent, the stairways or the descents? No. Is that before or after he switched? Because he used to be on the Trido, right? And were you playing Sandbox or Campaign? Because Sandbox is a bigger world, right? Yeah, I'm getting jumpiness, but I haven't crashed yet. Campaign with Duran's folk. Okay. So that would kind of compensate it out, right? We were doing Sandbox, huge world, but without Duran's folk. And he's doing campaign with Duran's folk. See, I think the only thing that would be different, aside from me having built a base here, it's not a big base in any means. It's not a mega base that I have built in Corinne's world. It's only a tiny couple story base down in the center there. But the difference would be her game was played to the end. So there's a lot of stuff mined out. There's a lot of stuff not mined out. And she has builds like the building across the bridge. But she has a lot of stuff not cleared out either, like Kara's world doesn't have a lot of stuff cleared out. But Kara has a lot of weird builds in it. Like the Wizard's Tower, the Garrison, Frosthold built inside of Narve, the 2 4-story buildings at that Crossroads Hall. I'm trying to remember what else I built in this world. I mean, we still have all these broken buildings. So why would Corinne's be I mean, I'm getting more jitteriness, I think, here with Kara's world than I was getting with Corinne's world. But why would Corinne's be the one that's crashing? Because I believe I got Corinne's world 2 endgame. Curious about dot walls. Did you have a lot of dot walls like we did? Alright, where the heck is... that was a good bit of whiskey. That was a good bit of whiskey there. Where the heck is the dragon at? Barons and Bar.
There's dwarves in these mountains too.
Oh, look at that. They're making the cursor snap. That's nice. Because I was having a ding-dang hard time with that on the server. The bone hard. Okay. Balrog's Lair. So I did get to the end game on this one. I think I got to the end game on this one because I needed the adamant hammer. That was the only reason I took this game to end game, and it would have been a rush to end game. Probably with Jubo. Alright, where the heck? My mapstone's up there.
Moria is ours!
A little bit of problem
That's
with...
one more for me!
Just ended up button smashing. Okay. Keep stepping and poop. Not on cows. So that's the question, is if... Huh. Has this hammer always been copper colored? Like the copper patina look? I don't remember that. But then again, it's been a long time. Alright, so we have not crashed in Desolation on this world. Which is granted not as developed of a world as Corinne's. Corinne's would have a lot more resources mined on it. I mean, I have a lot of map stones in Dwereldelf. I don't have hardly any in Baronzabar. I don't have many in Lower Deeps or Western Halls. Dwereldelf I have the most, mostly because we were probably filling up and needed to dump off. So it's definitely something with Corinne's world. My little tiny staging area. Alright.
Thanks for watching, Warriors. May your battle axe stay sharp and the sun warm your day. Have a good day.